Welcome to my next Shameless Season 10 episode review video. Before I get into that though, pretty important, if you weren't caught up to the point where I am every once you're watching Shameless, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you found that you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And for all of you out there that are wondering, I have seen Shameless all the way through one time. Some episodes I've seen more than once, and for the most part, this is a really good show. I know here towards the end, there's a big dip in quality, but for the most part, I really like the show. And if you've seen every single episode of Shameless, I did do a Shameless series finale rant video when the show was actually airing. So click right here with about 30 seconds left to go in the video. No, 20 seconds, that's the end screen, and that'll give you the link to my Shameless series finale rant video. Again, right here with about 20 seconds left. With all that said, this will be Shameless Season 10, Episode 10. The title of this episode is called Now Leaving Illinois, and this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. So Frank wakes up to police sirens and all the bottles of Oxy next to him as an officer asks him to step out of the car. Tammy's getting a bunch of messages in her family group text. Dad wants a family meeting. Debbie makes Claudia a meal. Julia walks in with a towel around her, saying she's going to get in the shower. As she walks away, with her mom's back to her, she lets the towel drop a bit so Debbie sees her ass. She ends up following Julia upstairs as she lets the towel go completely, and Debbie grabs the towel and follows her. Byron can't understand why his bike isn't working, and Byron actually asks Ian to come check it out. Mickey's annoyed by it. Ian tells Mickey he found someone else and has moved on. Liam needs proof of residence, as he's told he'll be removed from school if proof isn't shown. Carl's now on a garbage route. He didn't even bring gloves. Kev helped a patient with her ankle. V mentions getting the girls into Eldridge, which is like a private school, I believe. Frank tells the cops he's a user, not a seller. Carl's giving a dumpster bagel. Lip asks Brad about going to the Tamietti meeting. Brad missed a meeting once, and now he's been known as No-Show Brad. Claudia asks Debbie if she wants a job. Claudia says you can't tell, I'm crazy about you. Liam tells Ian he's got to find Frank or he'll be kicked out of school. Frank gets booked, talks to the rookie about what Faye did to him. She even put pills up his asshole. And during this process, Frank's actually giving this cop pointers on what to do next. It's pretty funny. He's like, oh, okay, good. Anyway, since Ian put a shirtless pickup, he's getting many dick pic requests. I put shitless instead of shirtless, but I've corrected myself. Kevin V arrive at the auction. Dad and Aunt Oopie suggest Lip and Tammy live in Grandma Tamietti's old house. Her house is in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Debbie talks to Megan about doing both mom and daughter, Julia and Claudia. Megan tells Debbie to dump the kid and follow the money. Kev and V get a bid of $5,000. The garbage guys dump the garbage in somebody's driveways. They're being impatient. Tammy gives Lip copies of keys for her grandma's house. The house, of course, is in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which is not in Illinois. Ian's at the alibi, day drinking, waiting for his new guy. The couple that bid on V and Kev says the customers at the alibi are interesting. They want to go back to their house for an intimate session. Ian's new date is a bit weird. Julia has a prom proposal for Debbie. Frank pleads not guilty. He says he was framed. Frank blames the pharmaceutical companies. And the judge, who is also from the South Side, actually agrees with Frank. And the judge gives Frank community service and addiction therapy program. Faye, who was in the courtroom, looks rather pissed. V suggests to Kev they should wipe and wipe and swap and swing with the other, or wipe, swap, and swing with the other couples. Lip and Tammy head to the house in Wisconsin. The garbage guys want to check out an open house. Carl's told to stay and watch the truck. Debbie tries to break it up with Julia. She tells Debbie that she's going to threaten to kill herself since Debbie won't go to the was it prom or homecoming? I can't remember which one. I just read it too. Prom with her. Or maybe it was homecoming. Maybe I wrote the wrong thing the second time. I'm not exactly sure, but she didn't want to go to the recital essentially with her. Frank gets to the addiction therapy place. Lip and Tammy have arrived at the house in Wisconsin. Liam asks Berto, who's a cop, if he can help him find out what's going on with Frank. If he can find Frank, Mickey sees Cole, Ian's new date. The couple has brought their son over to Kevin V's house. They want to know where Kevin V's roaches and rats are, and they explain that they haven't been around the poor before. Julia comes to the Gallagher house. She tells Debbie they're going to the homecoming dance. If Debbie doesn't go, she'll have to tell her mom that Debbie went down on her. Carl tells the guy in charge, "Sir, the garbage is dirty." Ian hears Byron talking shit about Mickey. Ian starts to beat him up. Mickey knocks out Cole, the very interesting fella, and then Ian tells Mickey he loves him more than anything. Mickey says, "Save the fucking speech, I'll marry you. I'll fucking marry you." And then Lip tells the family, with the family meeting, that him, Tammy, and Fred are moving to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's it. That's all he's got. Frank gives an oxy pill to one of the young adults at the addiction therapy. And that's what ends this episode of Shameless. So it was an okay episode. 7.5 out of 10. The characters of the episode, Frank, he was pretty good in this one. And I'm going to give it to Debbie, because I kind of like the route Debbie's going. It's with Claudia. The stuff with Julia is just ridiculous, but the Claudia stuff I really like. So that's kind of all I have to say about this one. Nothing special here. If you're a fan of Shameless and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please consider Hulk smashing the like button and know that I cover a lot of stuff on the channel. Check out my playlist to see more. Share the video with a friend. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of Shameless. What would you score the episode in? Who, if you had to choose, would be your character of the episode? Remember to check out my Shameless series finale rant video, assuming you've seen every single episode of Shameless. Right here is the link for that. And last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDevTV.